Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Trails Through Cold Steel Part 90 back at Thor's Military Academy. Gonna go around, chat up the students, maybe pop in, see if Toa's got some student council requests for us. Yeah, we're in Basel, as you may remember. We're here to chat with people. Hello. I worry for her, I really do, but that's the only time to check up on her. Next time I see her, I think I'll recommend her these vitamins I like. Wait. If I'm feeling like depressed or stressed out and somebody says, hey, I like these vitamins, I would snap. I was on the advisory board for them actually. Isn't that a conflict of interest? Like, how do I know you're not just trying to get her hooked on strange vitamins? I do worry about how she's the only woman on her team. I don't want her to feel afraid to speak her mind on things. Yeah, but how is vitamin C gonna help?
Well...
Network engineering is my forte, but I do a lot of work with the civil engineering guys too. Earthquake resistance, grid planning, that sort of thing. Professor Callaghan in particular, he's been a big help to me. He's been awful irritable lately, but he's a good person deep down. Maybe he just needs a drink. Or two to unwind. Maybe some vitamins. I have my own personal brand that I helped create. Actually, that's a little secret here at Basel. Everyone's got their own brand of vitamins, and we're always trying to peddle them. Yes, his name tag actually looks like him. Horrible network is essential infrastructure now, and cities need to be designed around it. Network signals need to reach every crook and cranny of the city, so there's a lot of cables, lots of antennas, lots of planning. The computer science students here have been big help with modernizing the grid. Band's coming for you. Yo, Julia, did you get a look at that research you just walked by? She was a total knockout. She had that sciencey look at her with the glasses and the messed up hair and the glasses. It's not just me dreaming, is it? We gotta be a match. If she would date you, she's cringe, so you don't want her. Sorry, but I got no idea what you're talking about. Is she more beautiful than the aerotram attendant you were phoning over half an hour ago? Dude, everybody here's a 10. Something about this town, I swear, it's awakening something in me. Oh, maybe cool your head.
Indeed.
I always assumed the incident was full of dudes. I don't know how many chicks are up here, and man, some of them are bombshells. Alright, that settles it. I'm applying to this place. I don't know, they maybe have standards. I mean, granted, if you're rich enough, you can pretty much go anywhere, but I don't know, maybe they are not quite as easy to get into. I've heard much about the Institute of Science, and I must say, it does live up to its reputation. It's the highest seat of learning in Calvert. After all, you have many of the country's brightest minds all under one roof. I won't be able to see the entire thing in one trip, but at least I can hope we can catch the highlights over here. Because really, we haven't seen that many students. I feel like there's more professors here than students. Oh man, the Epstein tour was out of this world. We gotta see some vintage beam reports in there. Look how far we've come, huh? I didn't know the photos and videos are first developed for astronomy. Dang old missile hit the moon in the eye. But soon enough, it branched out into other things. That led to orbital films as we know them today. Just so cool to see how the medium took off. Glad to hear you're having fun. You bet. I know you're busy with work or whatever, but you should see the sights yourself. I heard the Institute has the largest astro observatory in all of Calvert. I really want to go see that now. Would you even be allowed inside though? One of my papers was published in the scientific journal Formula last month. It was about a hypothetical social experiment where you gather big data from personal computers and use data science to crunch the numbers. I'm honored that the scientific community received it so well. Even Professor Cronkite gave it a thumbs up. I still want to explore the concept some more though. I really want to use one of the giant orbital calculators they have in the labs here. I just can't, and that really grinds my gears. I like to think it's actually just like a really big calculator. Like, it's just like a normal, regular calculator. It's just huge. You have to, like, jump on the buttons to input the numbers. I want to put my paper to practice with some simulations, but consumer-grade computers just don't have the power for it. Tried making a super optimized program for the number crunching I need, but that still wasn't enough. I need something bigger. Really wish I could use the lab facilities here, but they don't open those up to freshmen. I just gotta wait for those. I'm just dying to get my hands on one of those huge robot calculators already. The one key's as big as me. Professor Callaghan's kind of freaking me out nowadays. All the other professors say he's a really nice guy, though. They talk about how he used to help mentor younger researchers at the Institute. Are they really talking about the same guy, though? All I get from him are evil glares, like he's fed up with me already. Yeesh. Same, I'm fed up with you, too. Seeing those wide-eyed arm of students visiting brings back memories. I came to visit when I was younger, just like them. Crazy how young they look. I'm only 2 or 3 years older than them. Wonder if I looked that young when I visited, too. The uniform's really cute. Maybe that's what it is. Wait, am I ogling them? No, bad thoughts, bad thoughts. Hey. I mean, I guess you get points for that. Anybody over here? No? You gonna let me go to the... Is this the observatory? Let me see space. Let me see space! Let me see where Reem blew himself up. Kinda weird nobody's there. Who's left? We got some nerd over here. I don't know how to get to you. I don't know how to get to you, sir. Okay, you're inside. No, you're not inside. What the hell? How do I get over there? My mini-map, it's broken. So we gotta go like all the way around. Am I interrupting something? Success! That was the super quick reaction there. It's way quicker than I expected. That bodes well. I mean, it's even more flammable than I first thought. I've got a winner on my hands. Just gotta take a swig of my special juice to recharge, then I'll be right back in action. Moritz produced a vial of something from his coat pocket and downed it with gusto. Whoa! Oh yeah! I can feel my cells supercharging. Hey, what are you looking at me like that for? These are my own special vitamin brand. You want some? It'll cost you 80 billion mira. Controlled substance? Whew, no worries there. Can't be controlled. It's not for human consumption in the first place. I'm on to something with this, I swear. It's the perfect pick me up after my explosion test. It was meant to be, I tell you. I mean, I think them not being fit for human consumption is what makes them controlled substances in the first place, you know? What's Professor Oriole's problem? You like to just study under and she dismisses me like you're just an arsonist in a lab coat. What's so wrong with that? It's art. What's more beautiful than great balls of fire? That's what chemistry boils down to. It's the subtle art of making things go boom. Surely a fellow kidums would understand that. Bah! I feel like a lot of chemistry doesn't involve explosions, honestly. Stop hiding them in the frickin' elevation, man. This door here leads to the Special Research Building. They do a lot of top-secret research in there, so it's closed to the general public. Seems this building requires a higher security clearance than the rest of the city. Top secret, huh? Sounds like a perfect place to harass your coworkers and get away with it. Wouldn't jump to conclusions, but yeah, it's worth looking into. Ask around and see what the people around here know. Just gonna go right in. Okay. On. Real shop or vending machine? The hot new game show coming to Calvert? Real shop! Well, it's a cafeteria, so I don't know if, you know, call it a shop. Hello there and welcome to my kitchen! Everyone loves the food we serve here. Or at least I thought they did, but we had one poorly looking diner recently. He works in the special research building and he's been eating a lot less lately. He looks terrible. He and his assistants always used to have these voracious appetites too. What happened to him? Have they not been taking their vitamins?
Well. Thanks a bunch.
Sugar's popular among the researchers here. Eggheads need their glucose. We try and give them a healthy dose without going too overboard. We've been getting a lot of tired-looking visitors lately too, so we're trying to make comfortable, easy-to-digest dishes for them. Right, yes. How blasé. Oh, I remember seeing you at the Orbital Cafe in Edith. Do you? I live over in Basel. I didn't expect to see you live here too. Lady. I mean this in the most unoffensive way possible. I have absolutely zero clue who the fuck you are. My family lives up in the capital, so I'm out there a lot, both to visit them and do my civil engineering research. I'll be cooped up here for a while, though. I've got a big paper to finish up. He's a student here, huh? We should try talking to her. No, seriously, who the fuck are you?
Alrighty.
Like, you said the Orbital Cafe? The Orbital Cafe in Edith. I'm trying to think. I mean, I can remember some of the quests we had with the Orbital Cafe, but I don't remember this lady. I mean, actually, the only... I feel like, yeah, maybe we did have one really early on, and it's just been too long. Because the only other Orbital Cafe quest I'm thinking of is the one that, the scavenger hunt thing. And it ends in the Orbital Cafe, but he doesn't have anything to do with that, I'm pretty sure.
Can we talk?
Professor abusing their authority, you say? That's a bit of a stretch to me, not gonna lie. I can say for certain that Professor Cronkite and Professor Attain would never do that. It can't be them. What makes you so sure of that? Well, so Professor Cronkite, he's like really evil. He wouldn't be doing that. I mean, he can kind of come across as scary, but he means well. I mean, he's one of the greatest minds of our time. He lives and breathes science, and we all know those people are never bad in the Trails universe. And then Professor Tynes is really friendly to everybody. He's always looking out for people. Well, those are the ones you can't trust. He's known the world over for his work in civil engineering and urban planning. It's like you can't trust the people who are too likable, and you can't trust the people who are, obviously unlikable. You want to be slightly likable. Those are the real people you can trust. The Basel Institute of Science certainly earns its reputation. Its faculty are all accomplished scientists and engineers in their own right. Yep, a lot of famous people come here to study and lecture here. Professor Callaghan's a real celebrity, too. He's a real whiz when it comes to mechanical engineering. He's the brain behind the military's new weapons. You mean the walking legs? Yeah, we haven't really figured out the rest yet. Last I heard, though, his new big proposal got shot down in favor of someone else's. He didn't really take that very well. He's bounced back, and from what I can tell, he's really putting us on his new project. I'm really humbled to get to work with so many hardworking and talented people. Hardworking and talented? People can still be assholes. Are they good people is what we're asking? You could have phrased that a little less aggressively. Well, thanks Tom for taking time to talk to us. You were a big help. We gotta go punish Aaron. I work as an assistant in Professor Arquette's lab over there. I've noticed some troubling things coming out of the other labs, though. This one woman, she looked absolutely drained every day. I wish there was something I could do to help her, but I really shouldn't go butting into other labs' business. I'd associate with someone she can talk to, be it a co-worker, a professor, or someone else. It's a bit fishy there. I had to ask him about that.
Let me ask you something. Well...
Workplace harassment? Goodness. I've heard these bits and pieces, but I'm a bit nervous to talk about it. Maybe if you were to go fetch me some vitamins. We won't tell anyone, don't worry, anything helps. I've heard loud shouting from one of the other labs, yes, it stunned me out of the work I was doing. Heard stuff like, "You idiots! can't you do anything right? And you're a disgrace to the Institute. Get out! He's just slashing out at everything and everyone now. It's really disturbing. Which professor was the one doing that? I can't say it, sorry. If they find out it was me, I'd have hell to pay. If they find out, ... not them. I hope it wasn't. Could it have been? It's really gnawing at me. The abuse is only getting worse and worse from what I'm told. I've heard the works: fatigue, depression, exhaustion, even a couple of researchers fainting on the job. The whole department looks visibly shaken these days. Stress is just too much for them. I worry they'll all end up like Sydney. Sydney? What happened to her? She didn't take her vitamins. She's at her breaking point from what I hear. Hardly see her at the Institute anymore. I've been trying to support her however we can, but it's rough. It really is. Damn, that's not good. Who's the professor helping her, out of curiosity? Professor Esmeray. She's in the bioengineering department. She's known for the world over for her cutting-edge research, a real upstanding woman. Always up to her neck in her own work, though. She probably doesn't know the extent of the abuse at the other labs. Thanks for filling us in. Still helps us a lot. Are you... Looks like you're on the second floor. Ban all elevated floors. Oh, those don't connect. Can I steal a book?
Is such a thing possible?
Is such a thing possible? Who knows? Get the hell out of my way, sir. Sir! 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 If you need anything from me, I'll just be reading here. We do have plenty of papers here, though. I don't know enough about them to make any recommendations. Isn't that kind of what the point of being the librarian? So you should have at least some general knowledge of the collection. You know? Are you filling in for somebody who's on break, or... Do handle them with care. They're very important. Probably. Sounds like plenty of students and faculty come this way. That tracks. Maybe he's ever heard a word or two about the allegations? Oh, we didn't really double talk to everyone, by the way. Professor Epstein's essays and those of his disciples are very popular reads here. Very long dramatic pause in that sentence. It wasn't because I was sneezing. Even among the more accomplished professors. And across the Institute's long history of connected books dating back to well before the Oval Revolution. I mean, that's not that impressive. It's like, oh, we found books that are 57 years old or whatever. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there should be a good amount of them that are that old. We just don't leave books that valuable on the shelves, though. You find them in our archives upon request. Sounds like plenty of students and faculty come this way. Yeah. Can you navigate the archives? Oh, hell no! You crazy? I can't even manage these 5 bookshelves. You think I can go down there in the stacks?
Let me ask you something.
Power tripping professor, you say, huh? Well, if it were anybody, I'd put my money on Cronkite. He's awful quick to dismiss people. Haughty, in a word. Kind and helpful aren't exactly synonymous with him, at least when I've seen and heard, and we're getting real mixed messages about these people. I see. Indeed. Have you heard anything about the other professors that might relate to these allegations? Let me think now. Well, can't see Professor Earliel doing anything like that. She's just a bundle of sunshine, not a mean bone in her body. Unless she stops taking her vitamins, and then, oh Lord, you don't even want to be around her. Sometimes I see her in here picking up research material for her students. And there's Professor Callaghan. He's always made a point of helping out his assistants. He's not a bad person in my view, but he's gotten a bit of a bad rap after his work went south. Indeed. Thank you for sharing your expectation with us. Experience, whatever. Alright, I think we've combed this area pretty well now. Let's go sit down somewhere and try piecing things together. Indeed. I saw some benches there we could use. Sounds like a plan to me. Who would be the most likely to abuse staff and students? Probably Professor Cronkite. He's awfully quick to dismiss people. Professor Callaghan, though, he's not a bad person. What was the other? You know, you were all on the first floor. We want to go back and double talk since they're lying liars who say they don't have new dialogue. It stunned me while I was working. I don't know who was shouting, but they sounded awfully jaded, like they didn't care who heard them. I can't recall any more than that, though. Something has to give the way I see it. The lab is just woefully self-destructive. So, at first it's, oh, I know, but I can't tell you. Now it's, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't actually hear. I totally didn't hear. Professor Cronkite and Professor Tane are both wonderful people. Professor Callaghan calls the Institute home, too. He's unbelievably bright. I mean, it sounds like Callaghan would be the main suspect. Anybody else? Oh, looks good. Alright, we're about ready to sit down and get cracking. That was pretty good. We got our hands on some nice info there. Learned a lot of professors' names too. I don't remember any of them. There's Professor Callaghan, the Engineering Science Authority, Professor Aurelier in the Chemistry Department, Professor Cronkite, a well-respected expert in physics and orbital engineering, Professor Tane, an architectural researcher, and then one Professor Esmere over in bio. Not really capable, of course. The stat sheets don't tell the whole story. They all sound like oddballs in their own right. I think we can pretty safely narrow the perp down to one of those 5. I agree. We have pretty strong evidence to suggest that. Let's take our evidence from the top then. All the people we talked to, all the testimonies, they all have this one thing in common. Indeed. What? I mean, I guess they didn't name. I mean, the testimonies didn't necessarily name. Like, it's not like they were like, I mean, only the one guy was like, oh, I'm not gonna say. Like, I know, but I'm not gonna say. So this is, but it's right. Like, none of them named the abuser. But that's just because 2 of them didn't really know. Only one of the people we talked to actually knew who it was. And there wasn't really any talk about downplaying or threatening. Not a single one of them named the culprit. Some of those guys knew who it was, but it kept sounding like they were too scared to name him. It was really just the one guy. Would have made the job a hell of a lot easier if they just named the guy, but nope. Now that you mention it, it is kind of weird. I can understand not wanting to be labeled a snitch. Back in my clan, we hanged those types of people, but it felt like it was more to it than that. They were afraid of the culprit, but you could tell they respected him too. They didn't want to sully the professor's good name. And some people said the guy wasn't always like that. Something changed them. Probably the conflict over that proposal we heard about. Something about hard feelings. One guy said they had a crunch after the proposal fell through. Telltale sign of abuse to me. Indeed. Though we can't say for certain what changed the professor's behavior, that would be a reasonable explanation. That said, no circumstance justifies such an abuse of power and status. The professor is truly incorrigible. So that's who you think the culprit is? Yeah, you asked me. There's only one professor who fits the bill. We're just gonna all dance around actually saying the name so we can have the little prompt come up. Professor Callaghan's our guy. He's one of the foremost authorities on engineering science, perhaps the smartest man in the whole field. I've seen him in some papers plenty of times before. Yeah, okay, like you do your homework. He's always described as a savant. Notably, he helped modernize the military's weapons and equipment. Yeah, a lot of good that did him. But he's got revenge on the mind, sounds like. Some other professor one-upped him, and that got him pissed. I get it sucks. Think a world-renowned scientist would be less childish about it. You'd know a thing or two about acting like a child, wouldn't you? I don't know, you usually call me a grandpa, which isn't bud. Indeed. What do we do now? We have all the recordings of the people we talked to. That all points to Professor Callaghan being the suspect. Wait, we were recording those guys? I mean, I guess we were recording them in the literal sense, but I didn't know you guys went around recording. What's our next move? Hunt down our client next and give him the tapes? No, I think we get Professor Callaghan's opinion on it without accusing him directly. We nudge him in the right direction, he might turn himself in. What do you mean? We tell him about the abuse rumors going around, talk about all these exhausted students, and he connects the dots on his own. Failing that, we already know it's him. He's bound to figure out his reputation's on the line. The more he hears about this, if he's smart, he'll fess up. That's what we do. We give him a subtle little nudge, and he does all the work Aslan wanted for us, or wanted for us. 2 birds with 1 stone right there. That sounds really scheming. I'm not sure we're the good guys all of a sudden. What the fuck are you talking about? We're not... There is no moral quandary here. If anything, we're being, like, too light on him. Well... This is a quintessentially Spriggan-like way of solving our problem. Is it? Fine by me, to the Power Trippers lab, then? Actually, where is it? Don't remember seeing it while we were taking a tour. I suspect it's in the Special Research Building. We need some form of clearance to enter, of course. Shall we acquire the small child? We passed by a door with a guard in front earlier. That won't let any ordinary civilian inside. I suspect we would need an A-rank card at the very least. A-rank? It was hard enough for us to get a C-rank card. I think an A-rank one's off the table. What should we do then? Maybe wait for him to leave the building and ambush him? Oh, Van's the man with a plan. All that matters is we get inside the building, no matter how we do it. And being a Spriggan, got a few tricks up my sleeve. Man, you're scaring me with that smile there. Indeed, we defer to you. What's your strategy, Master Spriggan? First, we just roll up in the building like anybody else would. Put on our, vest and our clipboard and say, "Ah, sorry, gotta go in there, very important." They'll never suspect a thing. Once we get there, we convince the guard to let us in. Just act naturally and we're golden. What if he says no? Well, fuck, I didn't really think about that. The script just says the guard lets Van in, so I'm just going off that. Also, Van, why are you at low HP, you little nerd? Ananias, why do you have no mana? What is wrong with you guys? Excuse me, where can I find Professor Callaghan? We're here to speak with him. Yes, may I see your card? Of course. Van handed over a certification card. C rank! C rank! Oh my gosh, there's a C rank. He thinks he can talk to Professor Callaghan. Rips up the card. Kicks us out. C rank, I'm sorry, but can't let you in, loser. If you don't mind me asking, what business do you have with them to begin with? You ordered this hamburger? Glad you asked. We're here on the behalf of the Principality. We figured there was an appointment for us, but we just now found out they didn't set anything up. Sorry for the inconvenience. Brother, you should get fired if you let us in, by the way. We wanted to inquire about Professor Callaghan's new research. It's called our Investor's Interest. His findings have seismic implications. Even the Zypher Revolution would be small potatoes compared to this. So we looked into meeting with him and collaborating on his research. Only to learn that Marduk was interested in the same thing, so now we got ourselves a 3-way partnership here. Indeed, I am here on the Marduk Company's behalf. I am a concierge. So you're meeting with him to discuss a grant? Is that right? Well, okay, here's what I'll do. I'll call him up about the meeting and he can come out and meet y'all in the cafeteria. Does that sound good to y'all? It's surprising to hear both Elsum and Marduk are collaborating on this, but, well, stranger things have happened, I guess. I apologize for the inconvenience. Brother, your ass, I'm reporting you. This shit is like the most fake-ass story. No one would ever fall for this. Like, what would be more likely is that we hand him his card. He says, hey, you're supposed to be an A rank, but I don't get paid enough. Go on in. That's what it should have been. As opposed to him, like, actually caring, but then not doing even the slightest amount of follow-up about the super high security area. Why you got kids with you? Pardon? I'm not a kid. I'm just short. They're associates. Pardon them. Everyone else comes with half as well, so they were looking to sit in our meeting. It is a little awkward, though. We all came all the way from Elsom just to get turned away at the door on a technicality. I'm not sure what to tell them when we get back home. Send in their paperwork? Make a call? Verify? Sorry, there's clearly been some kind of mix-up here. The arrangement might have been lost in the shuffle with all the Arma students visiting. Yeah, Alan, yes, it's all your fault. Must have been issued the same rank card as them by mistake. I'll go clear this up, Professor Callaghan. 1 minute, please. Of course, we'll be waiting. You sure you're okay with them calling your bluff? Of course, who's he to turn down grant money? This ain't what we're really here for, but he just has to take the bait, okay? At least he called. Okay, I do like that explanation. That Callaghan would just be like, yeah, sure, I didn't know I was getting an appointment. Thank you for your patience. Professor would like to meet with you at once. Go right in. I still feel like it should be they set the meeting up outside. You know? Can't believe you managed to deceive your way past someone again. I mean, the speech check was like a 10. You know, it wasn't really that high. Hey, nothing I said was a lie. Not my fault if somebody else takes what I said the wrong way. Bet you tell you that every single time, huh? You must be a real pro at this. Van, do you lie when you tell us we're valuable employees and you don't mind us living right next to you? Let's go talk to the professor, guys. Let's go. Callaghan, he's waiting for us. We don't want to keep him waiting. As your sudden embarrassment suggests, I wish you would at least stop to think about the bad influence you might be having on Fairy.
So you're trying to blame all of this on me, are you?
I mean, I feel like our family put enough bad influence on her.
Not at all. I'm in no way trying to suggest your latest research is the cause.
Even though it sucks, and it's not as good as me.
If anything, the approach you're taking with your latest project rather fascinates me.
Does it now?
That being said, work on my own project has reached a critical juncture.
And it's vastly more important because I'm better than you.
I cannot afford any issues with net traffic at this time.
Even a 0.35% decrease in efficiency will throw all of my calculations off. They will take so much longer.
That certainly sounds like blame to me, Cronkite. You may be one of Professor Hamilton's students, but that doesn't give you the right to...
Sorry for the delay. Oh. Who the devil are you? This is a restricted area, you know? Not to worry, we have permission to be here from you. You direct us Professor David Callaghan's office? David Callaghan? Where have I heard that name before? Oh wait, that's me! We're finished here, Cronkite. Now, if you would all follow me. Yang, Professors Cronkite and Callaghan. Finding any new guys here. Oh, it's a restricted area. Nobody can go in. Nobody can go in. Yeah, a bunch of random teens can come in. A bunch of freaking students. They'll be touching shit that says don't touch. Because they're dumb Nepo babies who probably can't even read. I mean, some of them are maybe good people. We could say the same thing. Mr. Arkrod, do you have business here? Katra. What are you doing here, Salsion? And who are these people with you? They're students here on an educational visitation from the capital. I've been assisting them during their stay. Professor Cronkite was gracious enough to extend us an invitation to visit him when we happen to see each other in town. Okay. If they got like a special invitation, that makes a bit more sense. As opposed to, because that just seems kind of weird to be like, hey, this is a high security area, but like random rich kids can come in for their visit. Even if they are being guided. I don't know. I do not believe I invited anyone but you, nor did I imply we should meet quite this soon. Okay, he is right. I suppose chasing you away from here would do more work than just humoring you. Very well, follow me. Really? It would be nothing short of incredible to work up close, Professor Cronkite. Why is this gnat talking to me? We'll get out of your hair now. I apologize for the interruption. I can see you're very busy, but it wouldn't be a pleasure to speak more on another occasion, Professor Callaghan. Suppose that can be arranged. Take a shot every time we make Rin wink. You won't. Must be nice to have enough free time to spend on such frivolous nonsense as educational visitations. Come with me, I want to make this brief. Money me needing money now.
Wait! I'd like to
Catcher?
listen in on this conversation too, if you don't mind.
Before you continue, do know Fairy's family hangs snitches, okay? And if you were to snitch on us, you would be obligated as a Krugel warrior to take you out.
As their guide, I suspect it has everything to do with me.
Take a 10-minute break. Do not return late.
Yes, Professor. Excuse us. It's the Professor. You may have heard of him.
As you know, my name is David Callaghan.
Yeah, we did know. Your name did just pop up on the screen.
I believe you're here to talk about Elsyme and Marduk investing in my research. That makes for a very interesting combination, if you don't mind me saying. What exactly led to this?
Is that what you were told? Seemed to be a misunderstanding. We're currently working for Elsyme, and we do have a Marduk employee with us, but, you know, that's all. What? We're currently in the middle of an investigation, you see, and a lead happened to bring us here. Wanted to follow up on a rumor that some extreme abuse of power had been taking place in a laboratory here. That's the face of the guy who's got something to tell. Who asked you to investigate this? Confidential. Couldn't tell you, didn't leave their name, but they did tell us all about what's happening. Heard all about the ridiculous workloads, insane hours they and their colleagues have been forced to endure. About how they're never allowed any rest, are woefully underpaid, and how they receive vicious, constant verbal abuse from their superior. Ain't that right, Catra? Even to the point that someone collapsed from overwork and been driven to the brink of suicide. That's just... We have all the testimony and evidence we need to act, that's what it comes to. We thought it better to come and hear your thoughts first. Excuse me? It's not too late to turn things around. So many people we spoke to were quick to say that you weren't always like this. You weren't always a piece of shit. They mentioned how they almost had trouble believing what you'd become. You can see how afraid people are of you now and how they dislike what you've become. At the same time, we can see how deeply they respect you too. All I hear is a justice like the cops of the guild. Racer Guild, Heroes of Justice. I don't know. Cops, Hero of Justice? I don't know. I don't know. Just about finding common ground and putting things to right. As long as they're willing to work with us, we can... Balderdash! Don't talk to me about respect and then immediately resort to blackmail. Cannot believe one of my assistants would try and set me up like this. Unbelievable. Not give them a golden chance to help me obtain glory beyond their imagination, and this is how they choose to repay me? How could you say that? You know I've got evidence of what you're doing, right? Sure you want to pick this fight? Do what you will with your evidence. All I have to do is cover it up. Brother. No one's gonna believe some lowly assistant over an esteemed professor. But we talk to everyone, my dude. Plus we got Katra, who maybe gave us the... I'm thinking he actually is the one that gave us the request. I didn't really think of that earlier, but I don't know, when he kind of intervened here, it made me think that he's maybe the one who actually put out the request. Professor. I am one, no, 2 mere steps away from completing my research, and they pick now to sabotage my efforts? Very well then. Damn the human cost. I'll start working on the bone to make up for their...
Just listen to yourself, Professor! What has gotten into you? You used to be so kind and supportive. Professor Hamilton held you in such high regard. Even though I was one of her students, you would still take the time to look after me. I just can't understand why all you do lately is spit in the face of her achievements.
Indeed.
Sorry, that's a private matter between us. But please, at least stop and think about how you're treating the people who work under you. They took their positions because they dreamed of being like you. Don't belittle them or their work.
Salesian.
I guess in hindsight it does make sense that it was Catcher who gave us the request, since it's like a 4SPG that's like a main quest fully. Which I guess is like... It's like the first one that's actually a main quest. Like, we've had some that you have to do... Like, you've had to do side quests, like, you know, 2 out of 3 to progress the main story. But none of them have ever been required before. So it actually being like a plot important character who gives you this one makes sense. Probably should have figured that out sooner.
Don't tell me what I can and can't do, you third-rate apprentice!
Katra? What do you think you're doing? Slapping the shit out of him! Didn't you see? Listen, asshole.
You're talking to the famous David Callaghan!
I've never heard of this dude.
The preeminent scholar of engineering science and military technology, who has long upheld the very foundation of this nation's national defense.
How'd that go for you again?
I've had enough of youngsters like Cronkite and Esmeralda acting like they're above me after all I've achieved. My latest research will propel Calvert to even greater heights, change the power balance of the entire continent.
Well, you guys kind of like weren't really winning the war, you know? Even with like all the outside help, still had to have a bunch of teenagers kill God to stop the war. If they hadn't intervened, you kind of would have gotten rolled.
Why can no one understand just how much of a privilege it is to help with that?
Professor!
You're free to have whatever lofty goals you want. I think we've had our 10 minutes, don't you? Oh. We can't really explain the situation and offer a solution we thought would benefit everyone. We're not going to try and cover up all the evidence and testimonies we've gathered, but I promise you, it ain't going to be easy. If you're as close as this revolution as you claim to be, I'd give another thinking through if I were you. I'm done wasting time with you. I'll be raising the issue of your illegal trespassing and appalling brazenness to Mr. Townsend. I admit that I may have been a little too harsh. As long as you intend to clean Professor Hamilton instead of aiming for something more, I have no interest in you. Unless you now see the benefits of developing your talents into me after all. I'd wager that'd be a far better use of your time than waiting like a little girl for an old woman who's long gone. Excuse me? Oh, that was a I'm a running way, excuse me. I thought that was a I'm gonna fuck you up, excuse me. Thought that was an activating Blade Wolf, excuse me. Like, see, if Van was actually this, like, really cool, edgy outlaw, he would have punched the shit out of this dude. With his whole, oh, I'm not like
a little girl.
I'm not a good guy like a cop. I would never, you wouldn't catch me, you know, beating people up.
There you are.
So this is what it looks like inside, huh?
It's so cool seeing the observatory. Is that the telescope?
That's right. Professor Hamilton had it specially made.
Sorry you had to witness that earlier, but I'm impressed you knew where to find me. I had a feeling. Actually, you smell. Tracked you. Your stench. Happy to forget we saw as long as you forget about us forcing our way into the research building. And behave. You can go ahead and have a seat over there. I'll go make us some tea. Aren't actually any astronomy professors there? Not at the moment. I'm the only one who comes here every day, right now. Okay. Well, that actually explains why nobody was there. There was a time when quite a few researchers and students who all adored Professor Hamilton would come. Even Professor Callaghan would from time to time. Oh. He never used to be like he is now. I've always seen Professor Hamilton as a rival, sure. But he used to be the friendly kind of rivalry that was beneficial to both sides. He taught me so much too. He really must have changed then. From that to the uptype abusive asshole we saw earlier some kind of fall. Professor Hamilton left the Republic 2 years ago, if I recall. And you're one of her students? That's right. I owe more to her than I can ever hope to repay. I've been looking after the observatory and her house since she left the country. Though I think it's debatable whether I'm doing a good job of it. CEO of Vern, Mr. Towson's also one of the directors on the Institute's board. He told me that he's considered shutting this place down because so few people are using it. Well, that's because there ain't nothing out there, man. There's a dang force field barrier. The most powerful barrier that we can't get through yet. So that's why you're doing all kinds of miscellaneous tasks to score points with him? That's awful. I really am sorry about earlier, though. I ended up interfering in your investigation by jumping in, didn't I? Not really. If anything, you gave us, like, the smoking gun we need. I mean, yeah, a lot of places, you know, they might want to turn a blind eye to, like, you know, emotional abuse, but you actually physically assaulted someone. But, like, even then, they would have to, like, oh, we'll give them a strongly worded letter. I hadn't said anything. Don't sweat it. End up getting some useful info out of that whole outburst. I guess as you've noticed this by now too. But his piss poor attitude and the only bad thing going on with him. You really think so? I have the same feeling. It would explain why someone so respected has stooped to such irrational behavior. He must have stopped taking his vitamins. Feels like the question is, what is he trying to do that he's willing to go so far at the deep end for? Actually, he recently started smoking hookah. That's why he's going crazy. Computer hardware in his laboratory was a state of art. Or was the state of the art. I suspect he used it to perform vast calculations. 2 + 2, 8 × 8, so on and so forth. The kind that would be equally difficult to properly manage. I agree. Never seen a simulation of this extent before, and it seemed even that wasn't getting the results he wanted. He couldn't be. No, but that would be... unless... He couldn't be trying to do that. I hope he's not working with them. Fuck all y'all. I see. Indeed. We better keep an eye on that guy for a while. Ain't in Basel for that long. We're gonna be here for the next couple of days at least. Until we kidnap you and take you back to our apartment, little child. It feels like we can afford to scratch each other's backs a bit, yeah? Whether the CEO wants us to or not. I have my doubts about you, but I believe that Agnes is worthy of my trust. Alright, whatever, loser. If anything comes up, I'll be sure to let you know. Keep what the professor left safe behind, if nothing else. Nothing comes from being honest with yourself, or not being honest with yourself, you know? Like, I'm gonna honestly say, I'm sorry, you got no shot. You're an NPC, you got no shot. We're counting on you. You think it's being honest and self to me, not trusting you's the right call. You're very much in the same boat with how boorish you are. What do you say fuck me for, kiddo? It's only proving my point, you know. Interested in the telescope? I was wondering what it's like. It's only past 5 o'clock, so we won't be seeing a great view of the stars quite yet. What? The stars are always there, man. Come with me. You might be able to get a good view of the great Schleider triangle. Schleider triangle. Really? Yay! Aww. Of course, the 2 kids of the group would hit it off. They're also still a damn kid from my perspective. Hey, I mean, he maybe with Fairy, maybe the writers will throw it, because I don't. I mean, I think 14 would be even. Well, I don't know. They could always wait. They could always play that card. They're perfectly fine with that. Even though it's basically just as bad, in my opinion. By the way, Anya's, well, not just as bad, but still bad. Was it just me, or did you seem surprised with something when that professor was shouting up a storm? It wasn't just you. Remember when T was mad? Oh, she did glow. So I thought she'd glue, but it didn't like do the zoom in on it, so. So it picked up then of all times to shine. Not doing it now though. Do you think it could just be a coincidence? Gotta wonder. It's literally never glown coincidentally. Not like it'd be the first time it's shown at an odd time, like when first we entered the Grimcat.
Whoa! What's this room for? Odette? What brings you all here?
Is it to let me save the game?
Found you! We've been looking for all of you.
We couldn't find you anywhere in the main building, so we wondered if you might be here.
Sorry for putting you guys out.
Well, not all of us are here for you.
Who are you?
So this is their giant telescope. I've seen one in the Imperial Museum too, but it's so cool.
Oh! Can we take a look through it?
No.
It's nice seeing this place this lively again. It's been so long.
October 23rd, 6:10 p.m. Alright, very, very important, very important. Leon, you better fucking hurry, you don't got much time. Me when I'm thinking? Well, we'll be going back to our hotel now. Good thing trying to stay up too late because no one's keeping an eye on you. That telescope was amazing though, wasn't it? Wish you'd had another look through it before we left. How would you come walk around with us on the last day, Fairy? We'd love to have you. Really? Your work sounds amazing. I'd like that a lot. Honestly, playtime to the kids then. I'm more in the market for a place catered to adults. Hell, you want to join in the fun for us? I would never want to go to such a place with so much indemnity. That sounds like it'd be kind of fun in its own way. I'd like to finally meet the famous Rosette too. Maybe we could talk some more another time, huh? Thinking mode deactivated. Yes, I would like that very much, indeed. Yay, that it's happening. Please accept this calendar request for the appointment. Did you notice? Yeah, you managed to learn anything on your end? Afraid not. We heard something interesting from the genius professor, but that's about it. Not gonna have much free time here, however, so I'm gonna have to leave it to that nose of yours this time. Don't put all the work on me, huh? Great. Here's the last tram, then we bid you all farewell. I should be able to meet you tomorrow morning at around 8 o'clock. I know it's a little early for good nights, but hope you all have one regardless. Same to you. See you tomorrow. Sleep tight. How do you sleep loosely, by the way? I'm trying to figure that one out for a while now. Guys. I'm seeing away at you, phony maid.
Huh?
Googling, phony maid. What does this mean? Something up? Can't hide a thing from him.
I should have realized I wouldn't be able to keep my concerns a secret. To tell you the truth, I'm getting a peculiar sense of déjà vu from what's happening here in Basel.
Deja vu? Main job being a concierge, you also handle crisis management all over the country, yeah? So which of this orbital net and distribution network issue make you think of more? Burrow 6 years ago or Crossbow 4 years ago? Doesn't really remind me of Burrow at all, if I'm being honest. Well, okay, I guess maybe they're referring to the orbital shutdown thing. Because my mind instantly went to the coup at the end of Sky 1. I'm like, I guess it's nothing like that. But yeah, I guess the orbital shutdown a little bit. But it's just like, it's like 0.3, it's like a very minor decrease in efficiency of the internet. Like, that's not really the same thing.
You're proving perceptive and knowledgeable beyond belief.
I'm sure I had both of those things before, but... yeah, I think Sal's mentioned it at some point too. Foremost on all orbital power shut off by the appearance of an ancient floating city. I know somebody said that shit to you out of nowhere. You're like, okay, yep, just gotta keep moving, keep moving. The ladders on the orbital network was used to perform a man-made miracle. Never was from first hand, so there's a lot of gaps in what I know. Dude just watched a plot summary video. But both were caused by things you wouldn't think could exist. Man, you think you made both events up if I didn't know better. I know it happened a year and a half ago in Crossbow, and that's just batshit crazy on paper. Oh, and the whole continent was hacked or whatever the world is, and then like the Earth became sentient, and then Rufus blew himself up, but then he didn't actually blow himself up because like time travel or some shit. It's kind of cringe.
I'm afraid I can't answer most of your questions because they would contain classified information. However, I believe this may end with a crisis different from the ones that Mr. Arkwright mentioned.
Huh? Well, Miss Perfect's Genesis started going again. It's bound to be something. At least it ends with us giving us a headache. I don't need to be ready for trouble. Maybe even make it double. You gotta head out somewhere now, right? I'll come with you if you want.
Again, you are perceptive beyond belief.
May have only met in person recently, but I've known you for a real long time now. Maybe you stumbled on a major problem, Buren. You got a report at the HQ, right?
Correct. What is happening here certainly falls under Code E of our regulations. But I see no harm in having someone with me during my report. We could also patrol the area at the same time. Does that sound all right?
More than all right. Let's get going. Wait! Not just you two here, you know? Don't even think of leaving us out. I don't mind taking one of you. The other's going to stay behind. Someone need to be available if Agnes or that boy you met decided to call. Right. Oh no, I gotta stay at the hotel. Fine, come on. Who are you taking? Okay, we'll take Aaron. Sorry, Fairy. What do I have to go to even give this report? Company HQ so far away, I would have thought you'd just call. There's a bit of a process involved for security reasons. For starters, we need to leave the city towards the canyon. This needn't take priority over any other work you would like to do, however. I see. Got it. Well, everyone who walked around a little then. Indeed. Alright, so we'll do that next time. Long ass cutscene, man. Long ass cutscene. I guess it was only 22 minutes. That's not that long. Or 20 minutes. Because it just felt longer. I wasn't expecting it to go. I was kind of thinking there maybe be a little bit more interaction before we transition to nighttime. But alrighty. Because I guess I thought we'd kind of like resolve the professor thing. And that would maybe take some more like walking around and talking to people or something. But We'll call it here. I'm Extra 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.